Hear the pain in Brandon's voice, one of so many suffering. We turn now to Clackamas County, where fire conditions are improving. Evacuation levels have been reduced in some areas, and people in some areas like Malala have been able to return home. The community has really come together to help each other. The Humble Pig Cafe is serving free meals to first responders and anyone else who needs something to eat. A lot of what they're serving is food donated to them to prepare. Patricia and Rod Rice from nearby Highgate Farm stopped by to take a break and get something to eat. They've also donated meat and fruit from their farm to the cafe.
It gave us that opportunity to do exactly what you're saying, just be part of something better and good.
While many people can go home in Clackamas County, the road leading to Estacada is still closed and the evacuation order is still in place. Oregon Governor Kate Brown announced today that 10 people are confirmed dead because of the fires in Oregon. Another 22 are still missing. Pictures from around the state are heartbreaking, from the mother and daughter who lost their home near Medford to burned cats being treated at an animal hospital in Central Point. The cleanup is really not even started yet, and Governor Brown said she knows a lot of people are hurting.
It's really hard for all of us to wrap our heads around the devastation that these fires have caused and the pain and the suffering that so many Oregonians have endured.
The governor announced Oregon's 3 largest nonprofit foundations will form a fund to help the thousands of people impacted by these fires. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino now with more on the weather and when we might see the choking smoke clear. Matt, I know you said you saw your shadow today. Someone sent me a message they actually saw the sun, which I think was a rare sighting today.
Yes, I got some pictures from Sauvie Island of the sun peeking, or at least visible, put it that way, through the smoke. And I did see my shadow. I felt like, you know, a woodchuck on Groundhog Day. Really happy to see that. But this is the best thing I've seen all day long. Our sky cam out at Newport, which is showing a clearing sky. It absolutely is. The smoke has dissipated at Newport, moved away. Oh, that is a sight for sore eyes. South winds at 14, helping that process along quite a bit. 57 degrees out there right now. So that is good news. Here's our smoke model, and most of the coast should get the smoke cleared out overnight tonight and tomorrow. There's a new band of rain moving on shore right now that'll help. Unfortunately for the valleys, we'll get a little bit better tomorrow. Wednesday, we may see a little bit of a resurgence of smoke. Then it backs off Wednesday night, and then a little offshore flow may push it back on Thursday morning. But Thursday night is when the really good news happens, and we will clear out that smoke with the rain that's on the way. Thursday, Friday, and the weekend is looking much, much better. Hey, I want to show you, well, first of all the headlines here. A few showers are possible overnight, but still smoky for the valleys. Smoke thins gradually into Wednesday, and then the rain on Thursday and Friday will bring the smoke to an end. It'll finally clear at that point. And Laurel, as I said, there is a new batch of rain rolling into the coast right now, as you can see, so that should help the process, at least at the coast. Back to you.
We'll take what we can get, and we're really looking forward to Thursday.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt.
And our area was beautiful, and it's nothing but burnt sticks right now.
This is the town of Blue River. It's virtually gone after the Holiday Farm fire tore through the McKenzie River area. Fire crews were able to save only a few structures, including the McKenzie River Community School.
The entire downtown area, it burned straight through Blue River. So pretty much from the Blue River Park all the way to the highway, there's nothing left. There's zero. There's poles standing where signs used to be, and car shells.
Much of the area is still under level 3 evacuation order, so people haven't been able to return to see all that damage. We're in the middle of multiple historic events. I know that hasn't been lost on you. Racial justice protests, COVID-19, and now wildfires. Schools that went online are having to make adjustments again, and so are students. Christine Pitawanich checks in with a family and districts around the state.
Yes, I'm a mom of 3. Yeah, and we live in Estacada. Well, we're displaced for the moment, but yeah.
I'm looking at the background. That looks like a hotel.
Yes, so we're actually in Hood River right now.
Michelle Oliver says the family left their home in Estacada Tuesday night.
And we have so many people that are out there just trying to help other people. And they're kind of trying to clean things up, and they're checking on all of our homes for us.
Fortunately, her home is okay. But as far as school, Oliver says her third grader only got to attend one day so far.
Yeah, so we had our first day of school on Tuesday, and everything went wonderful as far as school goes.
But then the wildfires hit. Before that, Oliver grappled with many of the same concerns as other parents, wondering how COVID-19 would impact learning.
And my son, he actually has ADHD. And so I was so nervous about online learning for him.
But she says the Estacada School District did a good job adjusting, partly because they already had a plan in place for online learning.
He thrived in that environment, which I was shocked.
But now, because of the fires, this week, school is closed again. And the Estacada School District isn't alone in canceling class. A number of school districts have followed suit, canceling class for a day or in some cases also for the rest of the week. Still, other districts like Salem-Keizer, Lincoln County, and Gresham-Barlow have postponed the first day of school.
I don't think that we're too worried about school, just because we're more worried about keeping our kids calm.
For now, the Olivers are grateful for the support they've received.
But the teachers at the school are amazing. They checked on us, all the teachers did. Were checking on us, making sure we had safe places to go.
And they feel fortunate to have their faith, family, and community to lean on.
I don't have that kind of strength on my own. I know that.
Michelle Oliver says her family is thinking about moving again to another hotel because the smoke is just so bad. And by the way, some of the larger school districts in the region are still continuing forward with online distance learning. They include, among others, Portland Public, Beaverton, and Vancouver Public Schools. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Coming up, with this smoke lingering a little longer, we've gotten a lot of questions from you about how it affects your health. We ask the experts next.
He's going for $10,000! The season is filled with surprises. Oh! The Power Tower is back! What a race!
Ninja Warrior, tonight on NBC.
Dateline tonight. Three brothers, each leading a quiet, respectable life until an unsolved murder changes everything.
It almost seemed like it wasn't really happening.
I was so in disbelief.
An all-new Dateline tonight, 10/9 Central.
Great news. Now there's a treatment for erectile dysfunction that does not require surgery, injections, or even medication.
Call Multnomah Medical Clinic now and get a free medical assessment and blood flow ultrasound worth $300. Call now.
The pandemic has been difficult on everyone, and small businesses have been hit especially hard. Cardinal Services has been helping Oregon businesses survive and thrive since 1984. So, to help your business recover, new customers get free payroll service until 2021. Cardinal does it all with affordable solutions custom fit for your business. Learn more at payrollcure.com.
I'm Carolyn Long, and I approve this message.
Jamie Herrera Butler said,
I wouldn't be opposed to support from anybody.
Bought off by corporate special interests. And when Trump wanted to give them billions in tax giveaways, she bought in to him.
Then I see the disinfectant.
Even his attempt to dismantle our healthcare during a pandemic. Now she's buying in again.
Are you going to vote for Trump this year?
I am.
Jamie Herrera Butler. Bought off by them, bought in on Trump.
About this car since you were 8 policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
John's Waterproofing, Oregon's original waterproofing business since 1974.
Let's talk about value. Some say it's the cost you're willing to pay for something. Yet authentic value is warm and enduring, like a solid relationship. Advantis Credit Union offers value, terrific rates, low or no fees, personal service. But our greatest value is our members. It's been that way for 92 years. And that makes you, well, invaluable. Join us. Get started online in just 5 minutes. Advantis Credit Union. With us, you can.
The smoky haze across the state is so bad, Alaska Air has canceled all flights to and from PDX through tomorrow. And we've heard many questions from you about how to protect your home and your family from all that smoke. Chris McGinnis takes your concerns to an air quality expert.
Runny noses and watery eyes. Symptoms many of us are facing even when following expert advice to stay inside with the wildfire smoke so bad outside. That tells us the air in our homes needs some help too.
Since our huge wildfire outbreak, the air quality in the Pacific Northwest is some of the worst in the world. I caught up with Dr. Richard Corsi, Dean of Engineering at Portland State University.
When the air quality is that bad outside, we need to do everything we can to keep the outdoor air out, which means limiting the amount of ventilation in a home.
We've talked to Dr. Corsi a lot about COVID-19 and buildings. If that sounds opposite to everything we've been told, you're right.
But if you don't have somebody who's got symptoms of COVID-19 in your house right now, it's good to not ventilate, to reduce ventilation as much as possible.
So your bathroom exhaust fan? Maybe not a good idea. Neither is the range fan when you cook.
That's a really powerful fan, and all that air that's exhausted brings air in from outside. So you can't just suck air out of a house without bringing air in from outside.
Even with modern, somewhat airtight construction, that smoky air is still finding a way into our homes. John Toohey of Newburgh sent us this dramatic photograph of a CPAP filter. He usually changes about once a month. He put a new one in last night, and the result is the dirty filter you see on the right. Dr. Corsi says there are some things we can do to help right now. Upgrade your HVAC filter for one.
But even going from a MERV 4 to a MERV 10 will give some improvement. MERV 13 should do a pretty good job with a lot of wildfire smoke particles, not all of them.
MERV is a rating system. The higher, the better in terms of removing small particles. And if you're able to get a high-efficiency particulate absorbing filter, that's HEPA, those will help too.
It won't remove all the particles, but you will see a substantial reduction in particles in the air. You might get 50, 60, 70% reduction of particles that are in the air.
He also said sealing up any gaps in your doors and windows with a wet towel or even duct tape can be helpful. But you may want to hold off on cooking for a few days if you can.
I've been microwaving. I've been eating lots of Amy's. I hate frozen food, but I've been eating lots of frozen food the last 4 or 5 days.
We have some pretty good filtering devices in our home, and I was disappointed that we still smelled smoke in one of our bedrooms. It turns out that we had a vent that led to nowhere, literally to an empty crawl space in an attic. So I took Dr. Corsi's advice, I sealed that up with duct tape, and I can tell you so far, the smell of that wildfire smoke in that bedroom is gone. I'm Chris McGinnis for KGW News.
Pretty tough right now to find any air filters, I understand. Matt joins us now, and I made the mistake of turning on the bathroom fan when I was taking a shower, not realizing that I was bringing all the smoke in to the bathroom. So I learned something from Chris McGinnis there. I won't do that next time. Matt, you have some
I need to get home and to get the duct tape and the plastic out too, man.
Exactly.
There's a lot out there right now. But I keep coming back to this, Laurel, because it's the most encouraging thing I've seen air quality and smoke-wise in like 5 days since the smoke set into the valley last week. And this is Newport, and there's no smoke in that scene at all. In fact, there's even some color in the sky that's not being created by smoke.
That looks good.
Doesn't that look great?
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to spread up the rest of the coast, too. 58 degrees at Newport right now, south winds at 11. Doppler radar, that blip you see over to the southeast of Mount Hood, that's wildfire smoke from the Lion's Head and P515 fires. And offshore, though, that's not smoke, that's rain. So there's a new batch moving in to the coast right now. There'll be a little bit of wind with that between the two, the rain, but especially the wind. That should help to mix out the smoke, at least at the coast, and maybe thin it out a little bit more here in the Portland area, where it is not thin at all. It is still very thick smoke here. Bad visibility, and yet again, for I believe the 5th day in a row, we lead the world on the list of major cities, bad air. So there we are, Vancouver, BC. We keep duking it out with them, but our number at 341, which is awful. Vancouver, BC, 261. But again, I've been saying this for several days. If you drill down to some of the smaller cities and towns in our great country, you see that they're all in the Northwest. Happy Camp, California, followed by Mill City, Oakhurst, Selma, down in Southern Oregon, Toppenish, Washington, then Sweet Home, Cottage Grove, and down to Walla Walla at number 10. So we still have a lot of work to do to get rid of this bad air. But this is encouraging as well. This is as good as our smoke model has looked in about 3-4 days, with the clearing at the coast overnight tonight and tomorrow, and edging into Portland. Our air quality will improve a bit tomorrow, but I'm afraid it's going to deteriorate again a little bit on Wednesday as we pick up a little offshore flow Wednesday and then again on Thursday. But that's just because we have a system coming in. And as that one pushes through Thursday night and Friday, that's when we see major improvement in our air quality. And by the weekend, we should not have to worry about air filters for quite a while, hopefully. All right. The historic east winds that started this entire mess with the fires and the smoke began last Monday night, so a week ago tonight, and then the power went out up at Timberline. So the wind gauge up at the top of the Magic Mile chairlift at 7,000 feet, the power was out. Well, the power finally came back last night, so it was able to download its data, and this is what we got. 10 hours, actually more, but here's 10 hours in a row of winds that were well over hurricane force. Hurricane force being 74 miles an hour. You can see the peak gusts were 105, 106, 100, 96, 98, 100. But the sustained winds were all up over 83 miles an hour for 10 hours in a row. That is a super long duration wind event. And think about this. Yes, that's very exposed up there at 7,000 feet on Mount Hood. But even if you have those values at lower elevations where the fires are burning, you're talking about 40-mile-an-hour winds with 50 to 60-mile-an-hour gusts for 10 hours in a row. Truly remarkable and historic wind event. 74 degrees our high in Portland today, so that's good. That means that the smoke thinned a bit and allowed us to warm up a bit, but that's thick smoke in downtown Portland right now with 74 degrees. And our forecast, dead smoke advisory continues. Still smoky, maybe a sprinkle overnight tonight or tomorrow morning. Not a lot of rain, though, until we get into Thursday and Friday, Laurel, and then we should really begin to clear the air. We're back after this.
Need a job? Spirit Mountain Casino is hiring right now. Multiple positions, full-time and part-time. Find these jobs and many more at kgw.com/hiring. Yes, we're hiring. Sponsored by Bank of America.
Bank of America is investing right here in Portland by supporting workforce development, housing stability, and food insecurity. We can do more, and we must do more to help create thriving neighborhoods that fuel economic growth and prosperity for all.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Your comfort and the comfort of your family is most important to All Seasons Heating and Cooling. Right now, you can receive up to $1,650 cash back on a qualifying Carrier system. Call All Seasons today. Rest easy with All Seasons Heating and Cooling.
I learned my values from my parents. My mother was Puerto Rican and she taught English as a second language. It reinforced in me the value of education. My dad was in the Navy and the first in his family to go to college. They taught me that if you have been blessed, you should bless others in return. These values continue to guide me today. Oregon families need help, and I'll work diligently every day on their behalf.
Great news! Now there's a treatment for erectile dysfunction that does not require surgery, injections, or even medication.
Call Multnomah Medical Clinic now and get a free medical assessment and blood flow ultrasound worth $300. Call now.
A smile has the power to get you feeling all right. At Aspen Dental, we're making every day a little brighter with our Smile Wide, Smile Safe promise. We've got you covered in every way, giving deep cleaning a whole new meaning. And if you don't have insurance, we'll give you an extra safety net too, with a free new patient exam and x-rays. At Aspen Dental, we're making it all right to feel safe and get smiling. We promise. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
As a nurse in Vancouver, I've seen our hospital fill with COVID-19 cases. That's why I wear a mask every time I go out. If you care about our community, wear your mask. Save lives.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Shriners Hospitals for Children, Portland.
Helping kids be kids.
I think it's starting to sink in that it's gone. We were pretty sad, like this week's been pretty rough.
It's something many families are struggling with right now, the realization they no longer have a home. Tonight, Keely Chalmers introduces us to a young couple who lost their house at a time they really need it. Amazingly, they are still grateful.
It might not be the most ideal setup.
Yeah, we're not going to let her out because the chickens are out.
But it's one Brianna and Tanner Hills are thankful for.
There's Bailey. And then our other two dogs are over here.
Kennels for their 3 dogs. And a tiny home for themselves.
Come on in.
A home that's not theirs, but was made a bit more homey by loved ones.
They tried their best to make it feel like home. They printed pictures of us, of our wedding day. Yeah, we had a photo album and a disc. That's all gone.
And the generosity of friends, neighbors,
This is the bedroom.
even strangers.
All donated stuff. Pretty amazing.
For the young couple, this is home now, a tiny house outside Tanner's sisters in Staten.
It was home.
But this was their dream home in nearby Gates.
This was the kitchen. We loved the wood.
The couple bought it only 4 months ago, just in time.
3 months ago we found out we were pregnant.
We were just starting to make the nursery room.
We were getting ready to paint it. We never got to that.
They had to evacuate that home last Monday when the relentless wind sparked numerous fires in the area.
The transformer across from our house exploded and it started a fire.
And it was pretty fast. And so we just got our dogs and left. And when we were driving down the highway, parts of the highway was on fire.
The sky.
The sky was red.
Completely red. There was ash. It looked like it was snowing.
Yeah.
This is all that's left of the Hills' first home.
That's the fridge, I believe, and the stove.
Not a lot.
And this was our backyard. We had grass, but not anymore.
The fire destroyed pretty much everything.
Nothing.
Everything's gone.
Everything's gone.
But not the couple's spirit. They know they are lucky, and they are grateful. Grateful for all the support.
People that I barely know are reaching out to me and asking to help.
And grateful for each other, their 3 dogs, and their temporary tiny home. Because at a time when life seems so overwhelming, sometimes tiny is enough.
It's just the 2 of us. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's more than enough.
In Staten, Keely Chalmers, KGW News.
Chevy, come on.
We wish them all the best. And that's it for us here at 6:30. Next at 7, a special edition of KGW News focused on hope and help. That's straight ahead. Have a good night.